John Filipinas, a law-abiding, unarmed citizen traveling to New Jersey. Okay, this guy was harassed by a police officer. It all began when he decided to take his wife, his family, up to New Jersey to see this wedding, to have a family get together, and they were driving through Maryland. Well, he decided to leave his gun at home, and for some reason, some officer in Maryland started to follow them. Right, so after 10 minutes, the officer finally pulled him over. Right, asked for license or registration. He had it. At one point, the officer asked him, where's the gun? Do you own a gun? Where is it? And the guy said, well, it's at home in my safe. And the officer kept asking him. He ordered the guy out of his vehicle, the Expedition or whatever, and he questioned the guy, where's the gun? The guy insisted that he didn't have it on him. John is a CCW permit holder, okay, in his state. I don't know how the officer knew he owned a gun at all. I don't know if there's some type of system when you register, when you get a CCW, they put you on some type of list or something, and it makes it accessible to police officers. I'm not really sure if that information is shared from state to state. I don't know how this guy how this officer knew the guy at one point had a gun. But he questioned his wife, and that got really interesting. Apparently, when he asked the wife about the gun, she said, "Oh, I'm scared of it. I don't like to touch a thing. And I'm afraid if I'll shoot my foot off or something like that." And something like that. Well, first of all, let me say this, ladies: if you're ever in that situation where you get pulled over for no reason, it's not really important. You're not really helping the situation by saying, "Oh, I'm scared of it. I don't even touch it." That doesn't really help. Okay, if you don't know where the gun is, just say, I don't know. Or, you really don't have to answer the questions in general. You're not required to. Really, all she had to say is this, I don't know. And it's, important thing is that you don't lie to the police. Because if you lie to the police, that can actually be a charge. But other than that, she could have just said, I don't know. Okay, they just left it at that. But instead, anyway, just not a good response. But anyway, ultimately, she didn't know. The whole ordeal went on and on. I don't know how long it lasts. Eventually, the officer's captain apologized. Internal Affairs apologized. But they were harassed for no reason. Why? Why? They didn't commit any crimes. There were no arrests. Doesn't seem like there were any probable cause for any type of arrest. What type of suspicion do they have for an arrest? They said they weren't speeding. They said they had people driving right by them, whizzing right by them. What crime did they commit? Was this officer using information he was able to get from other states through some type of database? I don't know. Maybe they had a sticker on his vehicle or something. That's possible. I don't know. Either way, a lot of people are saying that, well, see, this is why I can't support CCW. Carl Dillinger was talking about that. How he doesn't like the idea of getting a CCW permit. And I understand that because he supports constitutional carry, and I do as well. I don't think you should have to get the government's permission to conceal carry. It's in the Second Amendment. Your rights should not be infringed on. I completely support that. I completely understand that. However, this country is moving further and further away from the Constitution, and if you decide to conceal carry without a permit and you're caught, you're going to be facing some serious charges. So, given the fact that I don't have a lot of money and I can't fight something like that in court, it probably wouldn't be in my best interest to conceal carry without some type of permit. Now, if I try to open carry, there's a risk with that as well. I support open carry. Sometimes I do it. Here's the thing: if you open carry without a concealed carry permit, what happens if an officer tries to say that you were trying to conceal it with your jacket and he just happened to see it when it was exposed momentarily? It'll be your word versus the officer's word, and you can still be charged with concealed carrying a weapon without a permit. That's something I was pretty much concerned about. And actually, a police officer actually encouraged me. In the hospital, I was there for a family member. He encouraged me to actually get a concealed carry permit, and I'm glad I did, because I carry a gun everywhere I go. Even if I just go to the carport, I'm carrying. Somebody knocks on the door, I grab this belt. Same belt I carry every single day, Glock 21, 45, with my 2 extra magazines. I carry it. If I go downstairs to the basement, I'm carrying that with me. I may not have it on my person, but it's going to be on the same level, and it's going to be accessible to me. Plain and simple. And for me, it doesn't make any sense for me to be driving around without my firearm. I need to have a round in the chamber. I need to have that available to me in case somebody tries to carjack me, in case something happens. If you decide you just want to open carry and just ignore the whole just concealed carry permit thing, you gotta understand, if you carry that gun on your person in a vehicle and it has a round in the chamber and it's accessible, that's still concealed carrying under Michigan law. So you got to keep that in mind. For me, it's not acceptable for me to not have the gun accessible to me at all times. I want it to be accessible when I'm driving. Another thing is, in the winter, you would have to, if you only want to do open carry, you would have to walk around without a coat, without any type of jacket, or put it in a way that it's like really, really obvious. Because any type of coat or jacket, they can just say, oh, well, he was trying to conceal. Those are some issues you have to deal with. So yes, I do support constitutional carry. I love what they had in Alaska, just real freedom. However, most of these states don't have that. I don't see that happening anytime soon. You look at states like Maryland, and they're definitely not moving in that direction, okay? So, in the meanwhile, for me, I want to conceal carry. I want to be able to carry every day, period. So that's why I have a permit, and it's a good move for me. So you guys tell me, what do you think about this story? Do you think there's some type of database where police officers can get access to information regarding who has a CCW when they pull people over? You should, even if they did, they shouldn't be pulling people over simply because they have a permit. It's just harassment. It's all it is right there. It's complete harassment. They weren't free to go. So it's not something that a law-abiding citizen should be forced to deal with. The guy didn't have the gun. He left it at home in the safe. And now he's talking about, well, maybe I should cancel my CCW. Absolutely not. How is that going to make you safer? Cancel it. He decided to leave it at home to go through that state, and for me, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. I kind of want to stay out of areas where they say, we don't want you to have a gun. Well, if you don't want me to have a gun, I'm going to keep my black ass out of there. Because if they don't respect your Second Amendment rights, I doubt they're going to respect any of those other rights that you have. So that's just me, my decision. That's why I'm very hesitant about going to Chicago of all places, okay? Anyway, Glock 41. You guys know I have a Glock 21, 45, full size gun, 13 rounds. This new gun is the same, it's like the same frame or whatever, but it has a longer slide, a longer slide, longer barrel, a little bit longer barrel. The slide is actually a little bit skinnier, so that definitely has my attention. But it's a Generation 4, so it has a different recoil spring and rod and all that stuff. I just really have another Glock 21. I have two Glock 21s. I don't know if I really want to get a Glock 41 because it doesn't really offer a lot more than what I already have. It's just a longer gun with a longer barrel. I don't know if that's going to be more practical or tactical for me, okay? For other people, fine. I would rather see a Glock factory-made 15-round magazine for the Glock 21 and the Glock 41. That would really attract me. Just a 15-round magazine. That would be pretty cool. Maybe they can have and I don't want any aftermarket stuff. I want something from Glock, something like a little extension there. I know you can buy some aftermarket stuff, but I'm not a big fan of putting aftermarket stuff on my firearms. Not the Glocks or anything, but only aftermarket part I really put on there is the night sights. So actually, the night sights were actually from Glock. So anyway, tell me what you think about the single stack Glock 40. I think it's a 380. Yes, a 380. It's a single stack 380. It's a Glock 42. What do you think about that? Are you interested in that? I'll be a little bit more interested in the single stack Glock 9mm, which is something a lot of people wanted. I do want to get a backup gun, so that's something I'm thinking about going with. Maybe I'm going to go with a Glock 30S, or maybe it was just like 45 with 10 rounds, a little bit smaller than that one. Maybe I should go with a 9mm. I would really love to be able to have the magazines and the backup gun to be interchangeable, at least somewhat interchangeable with the Glock 21, the primary one. At least to be able to put one of those full-size magazines inside that Glock 30S. That would be pretty cool. But then again, the Glock 30S and that gun right there, that's going to be a lot of weight. So anyway, guys, share your thoughts, share your opinions on all this. Thanks for watching. What do you guys think about constitutional carry? What do you guys think about concealed carry permits? This isn't really necessarily a pattern. It's just one incident, so I'm not going to try to freak anybody out about it. It's just one incident, but still, one is enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Bye.